Hey there boys and girls, and welcome to this short video about owning an old car or leasing, private leasing, a newer small car. What are the differences and especially what are the costs? Let's talk about that. So, as some of you may know, I own a 1997 Toyota Paseo. And actually, it's almost December, which means I will own this car for 2 years this December. And the reason I'm making this video is because I find it very interesting. If you look at the sort of lease options, the private lease options you have with cars nowadays, I mean, you can lease a small car, you can lease an expensive BMW or Mercedes or whatever, or even a Tesla. Teslas are amazing, but they're not cheap. But yeah, there's a lot of options when it comes to leasing a car. If I would compare a lease car with my own car, then I would probably have to compare it to like a small A segment car. And the car I would sort of end up with would probably be the Toyota Aygo. Now, the Toyota Aygo is a small car which is very popular in Europe and also very popular over here in the Netherlands. So I've done some research online and I found this website where they compare lease companies, and the one I found was actually decently priced. Of course, there's a lot of different options you can choose from when you're leasing a car. Now, in this video, I thought it would be very interesting to make a comparison between a 24-month lease contract, which of course is also the amount of time that I have been owning my Paseo, 2 years, 24 months. And now, of course, the interesting part comes when choosing a 24-month lease contract with, for example, this Toyota Aygo, and comparing that to the overall costs I've been having with my Toyota Paseo for 24 months. And this is sort of an interesting calculation to do because my Paseo obviously is not a lease car. So I bought the car, that's the first thing. Then, of course, every month I have to pay insurance for my car and road tax. Over here in the Netherlands, you pay road tax for your car. And so those are like monthly costs I have with the car. And then, of course, I have maintenance with the car. So how many times did I, had to bring it to the garage for maintenance and stuff like that. And of course, the last thing is gasoline. But of course, when you have a lease car, you also have to pay for gasoline. So that's pretty much the same thing. However, I will admit that a new Toyota Aygo is probably a little more fuel efficient than my Paseo, but the costs are not going to be that much extremely different or whatever. So the comparison will be as follows: Paseo, buying the car, then of course every month the monthly bill of the insurance and the road tax and maintenance. That combined, like everything combined of that, will be the total costs that I have paid for my Paseo in 24 months. Versus leasing a car for 24 months, which means you will have to pay the same amount of money every month. And of course no additional garage maintenance costs. So to do this calculation properly, we're gonna have to go to that website I was talking about to sort of set up the lease contract and then see what will be my monthly payments if I would lease a model, like a small car, a Toyota Aygo for example, for 24 months. So let's go to that website and have a look. So as you can see, we're here looking at the Toyota Aygo for 179 euros a month. That is a starting price, and that is also based on 60 months and 12,000 kilometers per year. Of course, we don't want to do that because I want to do 24 months, and I'm gonna have to like add more kilometers to my package because also interesting to mention, when I bought the Paseo, it had 150,000 kilometers on the clock. Now almost 2 years later, we are at 182,000 kilometers, which means roughly about 32,000 kilometers in 2 years. Here you can sort of select the package that you want, and this is also quite interesting because you have 3 packages: a standard package, a comfort package, and a luxury package. Now the standard package is like super basic. I mean, it doesn't have AC, it doesn't have power windows, it doesn't have, I don't even think it has like proper audio controls. It's just super basic. So there would be no point for me to take the standard package over my Paseo, because then I would basically have sort of the same car, but a little bit newer. So if I would have gone for a private lease car, I would have probably gone for the comfort package. I'm going to go for the comfort package, which will add 15 euros per month to the monthly payments. And of course, if you choose another color, you're going to have to pay more. I don't know why, actually, because it's just a color. I don't see the point of that. But let's just keep it a cool white. I think white looks fine, so I'm just going to keep it there. Here we are at the how long do you want to lease your car? So it's standard. They put it standard on 60 months. But of course I want to do the comparison with my 2-year ownership, so I would have gone for 24 months right now. So that would have been this, and that adds about 40 euros per month, because I wouldn't want to be sort of stuck to the same car for 60 months. I think that's too long. Maybe you disagree with that. Again, give me a comment if you disagree and why. But I think like 24 months, 2 years is a nice sort of time span for owning a car. The mileage, so how much will you be driving per month in kilometers? Of course, we're in Europe, so we're going to do kilometers and not miles. I would have to go for this one because I would have the 1,000 kilometers. I wouldn't have made that. So I would, and then of course you're going to be paying extra if you drive more than what's in your package. So that wouldn't have been smart for me. So 1,500 kilometers, which also will add another 20 euros per month. Then, of course, we have a lot of extras, and they want you to choose those extras because that's where they make the money, right? All right, so to sum up, this would have been the choice for me. So that would have been the comfort model, of course, the extra kilometers that I would have needed, and the 24-month period of leasing this car. Now, as you can see, the monthly price would have been 254 euros. That times 24, because 24 months, of course, I will be sort of stuck to this contract. I cannot get out of this contract for 24 months. So 24 times 254 is, I wrote it down, 6,096 euros. Now let's go back to the Paseo, right? So I bought the Paseo 2 years ago for 1,700 euros. So now you all know what I paid for my Paseo. Well, I don't know, it's not a secret, so I don't really care. Then, of course, I have the monthly payment of my insurance and the monthly payment of my road tax. The monthly cost for that is 48 euros for me. Then, of course, maintenance. Now, I've had not really a lot of maintenance on the Paseo in 2 years. I've done a sort of one big service where we changed the radiator, and they also had to change the brake lines, and I had to buy a new tire. So all in all, that together has cost me 3,621 euros. So 3621. Yeah, that's the number. So that's the complete number for owning my car 2 years, buying the car and maintaining the car and paying for the insurance and road tax altogether. Versus 6,096 euros for the cheapest lease option. Let's go back to the Paseo. So 3,621 euros for 2 years ownership of this 90s beast of a car. I think it's a great number, especially if you compare that to the 6,096 euros I would have had to pay for 2 years of owning or leasing a small new Toyota Aygo. Yes, it would have been a newer car. Yes, maybe a little more comfortable, but it's still a basic small car, right? I mean, it's not like I'm leasing a super exclusive BMW or a Tesla. No, I'm leasing a small A-segment car, and I'm paying almost twice as much if I would have done that. I mean, to be honest, I never really seriously thought about doing that, like leasing a car. But I can imagine like a lot of people would be on the verge of, you know, leasing or thinking like a private lease would be a better deal for them as opposed to buying an older car, a second-hand older car for like a cheap price and just drive that car for like 2 years or 3 years or whatever. I don't know if this video is helpful for you if you are like on the fence or whatever for leasing a car or not leasing a car or buying a car or whatever. Now I will say I may have been lucky with my Paseo because it's a very reliable car. It has not given me any sort of extreme costs maintenance wise or whatever, even though it's an older car. So if you own an older car, yeah, of course you could have bad luck and have sort of high bills when it comes to maintaining or you know, when the car has some troubles or whatever. That has not happened to me, so in that regard I know I'm lucky. But still, like if you buy, especially if you buy a Toyota, like an older Toyota, chances are that, you know, you're going to be driving that car and it's going to be fine. I mean, the difference is 2,475 euros in a 2 year, like the cheapest lease sort of option for me versus owning my Paseo. It's a 2,475 euro difference. That's not a small difference if you ask me. So I'm happy with my choice. Again, I hope you liked this video. I hope it was helpful for you. So drop me a comment. Tell me what would be better for you. Leasing a car, like a private lease, or owning a second-hand older car. What would be your choice? And tell me why. As always, guys, I hope you liked the video. Please subscribe to my channel if you like what I do. And I will see you in the next one. Peace!